It's no secret at this point that Terra Realm, in just under 2 weeks, will be opening its first public PTB, and probably the last before the full release. I myself have been a tester since January, and aside from being in agony that I cannot post videos on it just yet, I'm here to drum up hype for this game because I genuinely believe that it is going to be the ASIM game to play, if not at least have a very healthy player base. And I have four main reasons why. The visuals and characters, the gameplay, the skins and music, and then the devs themselves. I'm gonna explain all of that, but, just before I begin, I'm a YouTuber, meaning I have to say the things. So if you don't mind hitting the buttons that help me out, thank you for doing that. With that out of the way, let's get down to brass tacks. With that first point, the visuals and the characters. As the dossiers that have been releasing recently imply, all of the characters have a surprising amount of depth to them, which I think is a very refreshing change of pace. No one in the Terra Realm universe, quote-unquote, is a good person. All of them deserve to be in the trials. Except for maybe Draco. Draco's just a wild animal. I don't think it exactly has a higher function. All of the characters have compelling visual designs. I mean, I'm no TV Psychen, but Knight and I recently went through and did a drip tier list for every current and upcoming character, and the fact that the ones that rated higher for me were ones that had, interesting designs that made me wonder, what's going on here? Speaks a lot. And the map designs themselves, community communications, Draco Forest look amazing. There are a couple others that have been in and out of gameplay for testing because they need to be rebalanced, but they all look great. The amount of detail and the things that it's like, I have to take a bit to look through a new map and be like, wow, this is genuinely really striking. I like it a lot. So the game is good on the eyes. Now, it may look good, but does it feel good? Let's move on to gameplay. I actually have a tagline for this, and I wanted to say, Terra Realm does what Forsakened. And let me explain why. How many times when playing Forsaken have you been in a chase for 30, 45 seconds, maybe even longer, and then eventually died? So you go to spectate, and there's just like 2 people sitting in a corner emoting. Frustrating, right? Very. I think that that's like a universal experience. Idle players, I do not think will be nearly a thing, or at all nearly as much in Terra Realm, and that's for a combination of reasons in how the game was designed. First off, survivalist roles are boring. The only quote-unquote survivalist in the game so far is still a support who plays best when assisting their team to further their own end, sure, but they're still a support. That's community, in case you weren't aware. The maps are, though generally the same size, they feel a little more claustrophobic, and the rest of the Survivor cast are all far more incentivized to interact with the killer. Like you have Juan Do with his adrenaline meter, that is, you are literally required to get close to the killer in order to use your abilities, but they are strong. Again, community lives and dies by his ratings. You're rewarded for playing aggressively and punished for playing passively. Bloom, in order to get the most out of your healing, you're going to be assisting that person in chase and using Vine Whip to try and slow the killer down. Rocketeer even, who I would say is the most passive of the survivors, is still wanting to constantly set up traps because they're on a super low cooldown and then fish for those big mine into rocket combos. It's a very constant gameplay loop that I've, aside from like one instance when I had 14 health as Bloom and I needed to lay low and heal for a bit, I've never had to wonder, what should I be doing with my time during this round? And I love that about this game. Moving on, skins and music. I know I mentioned this when I said I was leaving Forsaken, but Forsaken has really just kind of become a reference slop game just because of how many skins are added with each update. The majority of the Terra Realm skins so far are original, and they are very high quality. I love them so far. But even the reference skins are super high quality, yes, but are also fitting to the characters. Case in point, Soldier TF2 Rocketeer is one of my favorites, and there are a few different ones for guests that I would love to talk about, but I can't yet. And all of the skins for Killer, typically, at least this is the pattern, not the norm, but they're coming with their own chase themes. And that is so nice, because though you have to learn what theme is for each person, it gives a lot of variance for me, so that while I'm being chased, I'm not jamming out to the same theme on end. There's like, I think there are 5 different guest themes already, and they all sound amazing. You're genuinely, I think, gonna have a really nice time playing this game, not just in gameplay, but again, visuals, music. The flow of the game is very solid. And though I don't have a smooth segue for this, I also wanted to talk about my 4th point, the secret one, not so secret, the devs. There is no secret in Forsaken that I think literally everyone hates the fact that 25% of the revenue is going where it's going. And to the best of my knowledge, which I like to think is pretty damn good, Terra Realm staff does not have a skeleton in its closet like so many other of these ASIM games. That might just be me being naive, but I've genuinely gone around and asked so that I could continue playing this game with a clear conscience. There's no pedophiles on the team. And I'm saying the word. This isn't 1984. I'm speaking English, not Newspeak. I really hope that that stays the same. But aside from that big glaring issue with Forsaken, the devs and the contributors actually communicate with each other, with the community. These dossiers, the rate of response for patch notes, this is higher than usual because we've been testing daily to help iron things out, make the game feel good, make the game feel balanced, make it feel fun, but still have the power wheel feel powerful and such, right? The rate of response for changes, we are free to suggest things and then we all discuss it, which really helps us all feel like, yeah, we're contributing to this. Hell, I was even able to suggest a whole bunch of fun little achievements for you to be able to, like, I don't know if they'll be implemented by the PTB, but they'll give you something, an overarching goal to do. And hell, the dossiers that have been rolling out recently, I'm not sure if I'm actually at liberty to say this, so sorry if I get myself in a bit of hot water. I've helped write the rough drafts for those. And I think that they've, like, okay, the lore team, myself, and then Knight have done a really good job, I say. I know I'm patting us on the back, but I am super excited for when volunteer testing begins in 2 weeks, and such. So, the game has all the pieces it needs to become that breath of fresh air for the ASIM genre, even if the gameplay itself is not that unique. And I genuinely hope that you all get the same amount of enjoyment that I have so far, and that I will continue to do, because I'm going to be making content on this game. The moment the PTB is over, I'm allowed to upload the old testing footage, meaning I can kind of give you guys something to hold you over until the full game comes out, which won't be too long after. I think it's only going to be a few weeks. So again, I know I'm stoking the flames, that is the point. Get hype. Get excited. Clear your schedule if you're capable. And I hope to see you in those trials in the Terra. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.